iPad letterers, it's so nice to see you. If you are keen to improve your iPad lettering in Procreate, then this video is for you. I've really missed my lettering practice this year and I feel a bit rusty. So I thought, why not go all the way back to the basics from where it all started 8 years ago. The reason why I got better quite quickly is because I participated in lettering challenges where I was encouraged to write a word every day and then share it with other participants on Instagram. This consistent practice really made a huge difference to my progress. Not only did my skills improve massively, I also met a lot of super nice and inspirational people. So I thought we should do it again. I've made a list of 31 inspirational words to practice with, and I'm inviting you to join me. There are no strings attached, anyone can participate. It's perfect for beginners as well as seasoned letterers, especially if you are keen to get into or back into the habit of daily or more regular lettering practice. If you need a little bit more help to get started, I've created a brand new set of practice sheets, especially for this challenge. Each page has that daily word written in 2 different styles and the freestyle section where you can play with your own styles and get extra creative. So you can first practice each lettering style by tracing the word with the supplied brushes and then try some new styles too. Let me show you how to install the practice sheets and brushes on your iPad and then how to use them for your practice. The download link is in the description of this video. Once you have downloaded the practice sheets and unzip the file, you'll see that there are 7 files within the folder. There are 5 Procreate files and then there are also 2 brushes. The easiest way to import these files into Procreate is to bring up the Procreate app next to your file explorer and then you can simply select all files and drag them straight into Procreate. Now we don't need the Files app anymore, so we can drag it away and you can see now that we've got the 5 Procreate files here. I always like to be a little bit organized with my Procreate files, so let's create a stack, and in order to do that you tap on Select and then you tap all the files like this and tap on Stack to create this stack. And of course we want to give it a name and we're going to call this Inspire with Words. And now we are ready to have a look at all the practice sheets. You'll see that I've made a separate sheet for each week and each week has 7 words. Procreate has a really neat feature which is called Page Assist, and you'll see that Page Assist has already been selected. And this is how you can scroll through all the different words that are included in the challenge. There are also 2 brushes included in the set and you'll find them in the imported folder. The first one is the script brush, which is what we are going to use for the modern calligraphy style, and then the second one is the handwriting brush that we are going to use for the handwriting style. Let's select the script brush first. And let's set up the brush. This is actually quite a fun brush because it creates 2 different colors. And in order to set this up, you will need to select 2 different colors here. Of course, you can use the same color as well, but I'm going to show you how to set it up so that it creates a little bit of a gradient. The color palette that I have here is my IPL 2024 color palette, which you can get for free from my website if you wanted to use it as well. Try out different color combos. I always like using a darker color for the first swatch and then a slightly lighter color for the second swatch, but definitely try out both. And so now we are ready to practice. You'll see that there are 2 preset sizes for this brush. There's a slightly smaller one and a slightly larger one. And definitely try out which one works better for you. The slightly smaller one is great for if you are a little bit heavy-handed like myself and you like to use quite a lot of pressure. And then the bigger one is for when you don't like to use that much pressure on your Apple Pencil. Let's have a quick look at our layer panel as well before we get started. You'll see that each day has its separate folder and you can twirl the folder open to reveal the layers within. It's really important that you select the correct layer to practice on. If you have the group selected, for example, and then you want to start writing, you'll see that both layers come up and then you can select that practice layer and then you can get started with your practice. And now we are going to trace the letters and I really recommend that you go really slowly with this. You can see that I'm a little bit rusty with this as well, so I definitely need the practice as much as you do, but I find this really relaxing and enjoyable. Or if you make a mistake or you don't like the letters that you've written, you can use that super handy 2-finger tap undo and then you can try again. Now if you wanted to, you could trace it again, and you can either clear the layer or you can create a new one and then maybe turn this layer off. So now you can practice this again. And remember, you want to go really slowly. There is no rush with this. Really take your time and trace the letters as accurately as you can. And then once you're comfortable tracing the letters, you can try it freehand here as well. And let's change the color just because we can. So let's do a blue version here. And then maybe we can do an orange version as well. And then we can move on to our handwriting style. And in order to practice this, we're going to change the brush. The handwriting brush is a simple monoline brush, which means it doesn't change the thickness with pressure. So this is perfect to practice your handwriting style. And again, you can see that I'm going really slowly with this. And of course, feel free to change the color here as well. And you'll see also that I really like writing these tall and narrow letters like this, so that my X height is really high. It's just something that I've always done, and I think it looks really neat. And then you'll see here at the bottom there's another section, and this is for your freestyle lettering. This is where that fun comes in, so feel free to try any freestyle lettering here. I'm going to show you a block lettering style, and in order to do that, we're going to change back to our script brush, because the script brush is pressure sensitive. And this time I'm just going to choose black for the primary and also for the secondary color swatch here. And then of course we're going to write renewal again, this time in block letters. So I'm just going to write this now, and I like using this brush because it's pressure sensitive, but of course you can use the other one as well, or any other brush that you have in your brush library. So I'm just going to write these letters now. And then I'm going to change to the handwriting brush. And so now we're creating the blocks around each letters. And so what you want to do for this style is just create a little box around each stroke like this, and then fill it in with black. Of course you can use any other color that you'd like to use as well, but I'm just starting with black, and then I can choose different colors later on if I want to. And what I like to do with this style is go quite fast, so I'm just creating the boxes. And at first the letters are a little bit rough, but then we can always refine them as we go along. And of course, as you practice this, you don't have to always do all three styles. Maybe some days you don't have that much time, and maybe you just want to practice one of the styles, and that is totally fine. And then other days you might have a little bit more time, and you might like to explore some different lettering styles. So it's totally up to you how you want to do this. As long as you're having fun and you feel like you're making progress, then that's all that matters. And you'll see that I'm not spending too much time on each letter. I'm just going to get a first rough draft done, and then I'm going to go over them again to refine each letter. And definitely make sure that you're rotating your canvas as you're doing this. It makes it so much easier. And now it's not 100% straight, but we can just adjust it a little bit using warp and advanced mesh. And so now you can pull this into place a little bit and make it straight. And now it's looking pretty good. And now I'm just going to show you some other styles that you might like to try as well with the script brush. A couple of my favorites are the bounce lettering style, and then also the extended script style. I haven't actually practiced these in a while, so this is going to be super helpful. If you're finding it hard to write into the white box, definitely make sure that you turn on the drawing guide in Procreate, which will help with aligning the letters. And if you wanted to learn these lettering styles in a little bit more detail, check out the description of this video where you can find additional tutorials. And there's also a tutorial where I'm showing you 25 different lettering styles, so you might want to watch that as well for even more inspiration. Another really fun thing to do is just use a different brush to create new style. I particularly like my inky fountain pen brush that randomly creates thicker and thinner lines. And of course, if you're like me, you have a gazillion other Procreate lettering brushes and you will not run out of any ideas. And then once you're finished with your daily practice, you might like to share this on Instagram as well, and you can just share this page if you wanted to. And in order to do that, you tap on share, tap on JPEG, and then save the image to your photos, and then you can share it on Instagram. Make sure you tag me, and also make sure you use the hashtag #InspireWithWords so that other people can see your creations as well and can find a little bit of inspiration. And then the next day you come back, you swipe the page over for the next practice sheet, and then make sure that you've selected the practice layer here, and then you can start practicing. I really hope that you're going to have fun with this, and it'll provide a little bit of inspiration to get back into iPad lettering in 2024. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.